All right, ladies and gentlemen, and both and neither, we are here for the next game of this weekend-long tournament at Battle of the All-Stars 2018. This is New York and Pennsylvania. I'm Mo Chismo.
And I'm Gretchen Little. This is the first of two semifinal matchups today. We'll be playing a 40-minute game, two 20-minute periods. Reason for that, of course, is that both the victors and the vanquished will be going on to play in the medal round later on today.
Absolutely. Colorado will take on Massachusetts next. Then there will be a ranking round between Virginia and Maryland. And then the losers of this game and the next game face off. And then the winners of those two games will face off at the very end of the day.
For the championship. Yeah, and interesting, as Mo and I were talking beforehand, is that this is the first time in recent memory at the Battle of the All-Stars that New York and Pennsylvania have met, but not in the championship
round. Right, yeah, they met previous to the championship round. Well, the loser here will have the opportunity to go forward and compete for the bronze, but the winner is in it for silver or gold. Let's talk a little bit about how we got here. New York, it was a round-robin setup for this tournament. New York faced off against Louisiana on Thursday, beat them 283-15. These are in 30-minute games, mind you. Faced off against Tennessee. That was a victory 204-11. Faced off against Virginia in the closest contested game of the weekend thus far for New York, 104-84. And then they beat Michigan yesterday, 171-54.
Interestingly, the way the brackets and the round robins worked out, neither team has played the same team yet.
Right.
So we don't really have any. We got triangulation, but it's way out there to know who's going to do what. Pennsylvania got here, winning over West Virginia by a score of 287-13 on Thursday. On Friday, they took Kentucky by the score of 305-28. Maryland was defeated by the Pennsylvania All-Stars by the score of 261-41. And then Ohio yesterday put up 59 against the Pennsylvania All-Stars. Problem is, for Ohio, is the Pennsylvania All-Stars put up 254. Who do we have on the roster for New York, Mo?
Well, let's talk about that. Representing the Ithaca League of Women Rollers, we have number 18, AKT 47. Number 29, Haha Hatchet, is out for Ithaca. Representing Long Island Roller Rebels, 1818 is Anne Frankenstein, and we have number 84, Veloce Villain. Representing Gotham, 137, Big Banger, 111, Cherry Napalm. We have 1706, Misty Maven.
You may have heard of her.
Yeah, she's you might have heard a few of these folks. Number 2, Pinky Swears, making her first appearance this weekend. 1978 is Space Invader, and then number 4 is Violet Knockout. And finally, repping Queen City, we have a few skaters from there. 822 Libralian, number 26 is Murphy, number 60 is Pepper Sticks, and then our captains are Deb Crush, Haha Hatchet, Misty Maven. Managing, repping the New York Shock Exchange, not appearing otherwise at this tournament, is Wolverine, and Roland Polanski from the Ithaca League of Women Rollers.
The roster for Pennsylvania includes number 4, Olive Havoc from the Black Rose Rollers, 8, Kesha Lader from Philly, number 1, Gorth making her first appearance this weekend, also from Philly. Lazora or Jaleski from Steel City will be wearing number 12. Number 13 is Evil Beauty from Brandywine. Number 15 is Gorgeous from the Reading Derby Girls. Number 18, Vanessa V. Diva Sights of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Roller Radicals. Number 19 from Brandywine, Lurs Lemon. Number 27 from Philly, Nikki Cash. Number 34 from Steel City, Sophia. 42 also from Steel City, Stark Raven. Number 45 from Philly, Built to Spill. Number 55 from Brandywine will be Kick Ash. Number 81 from Wilkes-Barre Scranton will be Veronica Getzberger. Number 85 from Philly, Teflon Donna. Number 88 from Brandywine is Thumper. Number 90 from the Hooligans. She does play Murda in her spare time. Betty Switch. She'll be wearing number 90. Number 92 from Wilkes-Barre is Calamity Mame. And number 99 from Philly Roller Derby is Russian Bayou. And we are almost ready to get underway. Our jam timer for today is Pat Sweeney. We'll go through the rest of the officials as we can, and we are in action in this semifinal game.
Yes, we are. Libralian is wearing the star for New York to start things off. We saw great things from her this weekend. She's won MVP.
And Lurs Lemon wearing the star. She has been the premier jammer, meaning the first one out of the gate for Pennsylvania in all the games they have played this weekend. And Lurs Lemon does establish lead jammer as Libralian sent to the penalty box. Early power jam favoring Pennsylvania.
Yeah, huge start for Pennsylvania here. Lurs trips a little bit going over that line. Is only going to pick up 2 points on the jam, but she has almost the full 30-second power jam to enjoy as she hands that off.
And in this game, our inside pack referee will be Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom. Our head referee is Kurt So Good. Our jam referees are Big Mean Daddy and Sir Lancelot. Our outside pack referees are Scooby Drew, William Skatespear, and Tim the Ref.
Okay. And we'll get you some more officials in a couple of moments here.
This is Olive Havoc from the Black Rose Rollers of Hanover, Pennsylvania, jamming for the Pennsylvania All-Stars, and Pennsylvania letting her go alone. Misty Maven in the pivot position for New York, anchoring that defense.
That's a bit of a change for New York. She's up there bracing with Murphy right now. Gets a piece of Olive. Oh, nice hit by Murphy.
And awarded lead jammer is Olive Havoc. Libralian now sprung from the penalty box, removes the star. She may be looking for Maven.
Yeah, I think we see subtly why Maven might be up there as pivot.
It shall be revealed, as the people say. But Libralian finds room on the outside, and she has completed the initial pass. Olive Havoc now looking towards the bench, calling off the jam. Did she get it in time? It appears she did. Got 4 points, 6 now for Pennsylvania, 0 for New York in the early going.
Yeah, Jerry Napalm got a piece of her at the end there, and she decided no more time to fool around. But she had gotten all 4. So just dropped my note there.
Pennsylvania sending Veronica Getzberger to the jam line against Kate Sarah for the New York All-Stars. Kate Sarah having a very strong showing this tournament.
She sure has, and she's recently been called up to the Gotham Girls All-Stars team.
Oh, well, we have something to look forward to in the 2017 or 2018 campaign. Oh, nice defense there on Veronica Getzberger, rolling her back to the start line. That was Big Banger with that knockout. And now V Diva and Built to Spill working on Kate Sarah. Sarah making it through as lead jammer, first lead jammer for New York.
Yes, indeed, fighting against her former teammate there. Actually, I don't know that they ever played together now that I think about it. V Diva was an all-star only skater.
5-point scoring pass for Kate Sarah. That'll make it a 1-point game. The star is passed to Russian Bayou on the Pennsylvania side. Kate Sarah entering the pack, taken down by Teflon Donna, and that will force the call off. It appears there are 2 points put up by Kate Sarah, and so New York 7.
That's a lead change.
Pennsylvania 6. That's correct. If you're playing at home, you know how important that is. Our our alternate referee for this contest is Thistleby Painful. We'll get to the NSOs in just a couple of seconds. Meanwhile, back to the action, looking at the jam line. The jammers are moving so quickly. It appears Misty Maven wearing the star for New York.
Quick jump off of there, and the penalty box is clearing out right now.
Nikki Cash from Philly wearing the star for Pennsylvania. Maven lead jammer New York.
Gets on that inside line, and she is through. Nikki Cash still having a little bit of trouble in the pack. AKT 47 holding her back there.
Well, I misspoke. That's actually Evil Beauty jamming for Pennsylvania. My apologies. Evil Beauty from Brandywine able to complete the initial pass, but Misty Maven putting up 4, shutting it down. New York 11, Pennsylvania 6.
want to give a shout out to our head officials, tournament head NSOs, Coconuts and Stat in the Hat. The THNSO apprentice is Dano. Tournament head skating officials are Shibra and Axis Estival. And games tournament oversight this weekend provided by Ria Culpa and Wendy Blessing.
New York sending Libralian to the jam line against Betty Switch for Pennsylvania. Both of these jammers doing very well this weekend. Different styles. Libralian more of a she's got the power, but she's also got the amazing agility.
Yeah,
Betty Switch
finesse.
relying on power. Both jammers through. Lead jammer is Libralian. Pennsylvania with just 2 blockers on the track. Exit hit by V Diva, but 3 points picked up by Libralian.
Yeah, you saw right there one of Libralian's trademarks. She's able to get really low and get right under a block. When you're dealing with somebody as big as V Diva, sometimes you can get under it. But it's V Diva, not always, obviously.
Well, that's true, and but that also makes it difficult for a skater of stature because they're susceptible to the high block.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that.
Yeah, when the jammer goes that low, there's a very small target area that's legal. We have a power start now as Evil Beauty is in the penalty box. Misty Maven taking the star for the New York All-Stars. Up front, we have V Diva and Russian Bayou working over Misty Maven, keeping her in check for now. Teflon Donna taking a cautionary stance between bridging and helping out on defense.
And we have the box cleared out here as Betty Switch leaves the box and rejoins the action.
Russian Bayou called for an out-of-play block, but the damage was done. Misty Maven recycled. The penalty is over. Betty Switch back on the jam for Pennsylvania.
And now great job of pulling things back by Frankie there.
Yeah, and Frankenstein and gets a little shot in on Teflon Donna in the
meantime. We are skating in reverse, my goodness.
Yeah, it's going to be 2017 before they're done.
Superman style. Now we have Maven struggling to catch up to V Diva here as they just keep pulling things back.
Yeah, we only have 39 now seconds on the jam clock. This one could go in the record books as are we going to add time to the clock, Mo?
Superman style here.
I know the answer to the question, but still, this is unprecedented.
Direction of play penalty is assessed. I mean, inevitably, of course, it would be to Ha-Ha Hatchet. Nobody can really make any contact right now, given the prevailing direction of skating.
Sure.
Maven still on the outside, still looking to get in. Switch is in the same boat.
Yeah.
Now Russian Bayou's in the same boat here, too, on the outside, unable to re-enter play.
Yeah, and the jam's
that's a very unique jam.
Maven and V Diva and Anne Frankenstein exchanging high fives there. Hey, if you got to stop New York, that might be one way to do it.
Well, I got to say, I've not seen a strategy quite like that. I suppose that's a way to assure that no points are picked up. I'll be curious to see if that gets used again or if that was just a fluke.
I think it was just a fluke. I don't know for sure. 4-3 pack advantage in favor of Pennsylvania right now. And we have Lurs Lemon jamming for the Pennsylvania All-Stars against Kate Sarah for New York. Lurs pushing the front of the pack, and that will be a Pennsylvania lead jammer. Kate Sarah escapes as well.
Downtown, my goodness.
Oh, and she's catching up with Lurs. These are two very...
And she was actually lead jammer there, although not the jammer in the lead. She was able to call it off as Lurs was catching up on her. Lurs had picked up a no pass, no penalty call earlier in the pack.
Yeah, and as we said, jam timing this contest, this semifinal contest, is Pat Sweeney. Our other non-skating officials are David Reed and Stretch doing the penalty and lineup tracking. Our scoreboard operator is W.E.B. Destroy. Scorekeepers are Prima Donna and Pam DeBear. Our penalty box manager is Accidental Doll. Our penalty box timers are Skater Die and K.O.
All right, back to the action here. We have Libralian up in front for New York and grabbing the lead jammer faster than I can really say it.
Olive Havoc wearing the star for Pennsylvania, getting stuck behind a 4-player blocking formation for New York. Scoring pass now for Libralian, and that will be a 5-point pass, I believe. We're waiting for the official word.
Yeah, she was being chased down there by Olive at the end of that jam, but she did pass her.
Star pass to V Diva now, and that will prompt the call off by Libralian. 5-0 in favor of New York, and that's going to take the New York All-Stars to 20 and 6 points for Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania needing a little bit of offensive punch right now. They're going to send Veronica Getzberger to the line to try to get that.
Well, this the first half of this contest already half gone, and it's only 6-20. Very low scoring here, despite reverse skating and whatnot. The defense has been pretty brawny, pretty physical.
Oh, sure. Well, you know, these teams, and especially since you have the New York connection, the Gotham connection on the New York All-Stars, and the Philly connection on the Pennsylvania All-Stars.
Absolutely.
And we have a jammer penalty going on Veronica Getzberger. We're not being given the sign as to which penalty that was. And this will be a power jam in favor of New York.
Direction of play be called on Teflon Donna.
And lead jammer Misty Maven in the power jam. Just V Diva built to spill on the track for Pennsylvania, along with waiting for the number. Don't see it right now, but anyway, this is a scoring pass for Misty Maven.
Violet Knockout bridging right now. She goes back to try to play a little defense, direct defense, I should say.
Here comes Veronica Getzberger. Nobody caught her coming out of the box. She completes the initial pass quickly. Misty Maven asking the pack to speed up. And
unable to do so in time, so she's going to call it with Getzberger hot on her heels. That's going to be 5 points clean for New York.
Pennsylvania needing some points at this point. New York sending Kate Sarah to the jam line, and this is Evil Beauty wearing the star for Pennsylvania. We have a 4-3 pack advantage with Violet Knockout in the box for New York.
All right, we'll see if they could do anything with that. 8 minutes left on the clock for the first half of this 40-minute bout.
Yeah, these 40-minute bouts, you only get 5 penalties before you're out.
Right.
And the official reviews are interesting. There's only one official review allowed, and it's not a retainable review. So
you use it and you lose it one way or the other.
Yeah, it's sort of like the nuclear option we talk about. Here comes Kate Sarah on a scoring pass right now, and Sophia tries to take a shot at her and is called for a high block. She'll have to sit down for Pennsylvania. Quick call off by Kate.
Evil Beauty putting a lot of pressure on that pack, but it doesn't look like she got in quite in time.
Correct. 4 points additionally for New York. And New York with a not getting many points in any given jam, but they are opening up a 2
My mistake.
Points.
Yeah,
Yes.
Evil did get in there. I thought it looked very close.
We had a delayed call as the officiating crew was conferring to make sure about those points.
1 ghost point in the box, so 2 points scored.
Libralian
on the line for New York.
Lurs Lemon for Pennsylvania. 3-3 pack. Ooh, Libralian taken down by Teflon Donna. A no pass, no penalty.
I guess Teflon Donna might have followed her out there. Donna does not look thrilled with that call, however.
She's asking for an official review from the coach, but see there again, that's something that in a regular game where you get 2 official reviews, sure, but that's not something you can do now.
Right. Lurs Lemon was lead there at the end and called it, so goose eggs on that jam. First lead jam in 8 jams, I believe, for Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they are looking at a New York squad that came to play and came loaded for bear earlier in the week. Of course, not all the New York skaters were able to make it. Speaking of making it, Olive Havoc is lead jammer, finding room on the inside. So Pennsylvania, 2 lead jammers in a row. Maven trying to get through on the inside track also. Can't keep her skates in bounds. Scoring pass now for Olive Havoc Havoc. Maven is through the pack.
Yeah, she managed to get around on the outside there, showing that incredible ability she has to stick the line.
Olive Havoc puts up 3, and so that takes Pennsylvania to 11-29 for the New York All-Stars. This next jam will be 5-on-5. Veronica Getzberger for Pennsylvania.
And it's Kate Sarah out there for New York. New York once more showing a tight 3-jammer rotation here. Pennsylvania mixing it up a little bit more.
A little bit more. Betty Switch has not been in the hard rotation, but she does get in there fairly often. Kate Sarah bumped out by V Diva, but a forearm penalty is going to be called on her. And so Kate Sarah's not lead jammer, though.
No pass, no penalty. She was looking for a little clarification, but now, no, the clarification has come through, and it was a cut track.
Yeah.
She was insisting no pass, no penalty, but the refs did not agree.
Yes, and now New York concentrating on defense. Veronica Getzberger trying to break this pack and rolled back by Violet Knockout.
Still hasn't gotten through on her initial pass.
Well, Big Banger getting in on the pivot position and anchoring the 4-wall for New York. V Diva will return to the action, try to either receive the star or play some offense. She chooses to make sure that Kate Sarah can't enter the pack cleanly.
And that penalty time is chewed up. Kate Sarah back in the action. She will have to repeat her initial pass. There we go.
That's
She's
right.
through.
And, of course, she cannot be awarded lead jammer. She's coming out of the box. Now we have a okay, finally through
star
is Veronica
stash.
Getzberger, but she had to take the star off, so we do not have a lead jammer. 30 seconds left on the jam clock already for Kate Sarah.
Yeah, we're going for 2 here. Kate Sarah now catching up to the pack as Getzberger edge to the inside. Both jammers scoring now.
And Frankenstein with a nice hold on the inside straightaway, redirecting Veronica Getzberger, but Veronica Getzberger finds room or makes room, one or the other. That's 4 points for Getzberger, 4 more for Kate Sarah, and the jam will time out. New York 37, Pennsylvania 15.
Close game, and we were talking about it earlier. These are the closest seeds for this tournament that these two teams have played one another. So we're seeing some very competitive play. All the games recently have been much more competitive than they were on the first and maybe most of the second day. So this has been some very exciting derby.
Sure, and Libralian is ready to jam for New York against Evil Beauty for Pennsylvania, and we have 5-on-5 once again. Libralian pushing the front of the pack, Russian Bayou holding her back and called for a forearm. And
we have a lead jammer, Libralian.
That's correct. Now through is Evil Beauty, about half a track behind. Libralian into the teeth of the defense and splitting them, and will call off the jam, yes.
All right, so that's 4 more for New York, 15:41 with 2 minutes left to play in this first half.
Yeah, Russian Bayou with the pivot stripe sitting for the time being, so that will be a pack advantage in favor of New York. We have Betty Switch ready to jam for the Pennsylvania All-Stars.
And that's Misty Maven out there for New York, of course.
Teflon Donna, V Diva, and one additional blocker whose number I cannot see right now. Beating the odds, though, Betty Switch with that power is lead jammer for Pennsylvania.
Maven jukes around Teflon Donna in the front of the pack there. Does get through without getting hit again, but she's half a lap behind. And now the pack is picking up here as Switch is fighting her way to the front, and she calls it. Picking up 4 in a great jam for Pennsylvania.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what a coach wants to see in essentially the relief jam position, getting in there, shaking things up for the Pennsylvania All-Stars, maybe getting a little momentum. We're down to 55 seconds to go in this period.
The whistle blows around 40, so
that's right.
We'll see how things shake out for this last one as Kate Sarah puts the star on for New York.
Lurs Lemon for Pennsylvania 5-on-5 on the track again as the penalty box is empty. And I really haven't noted any skaters in particular penalty trouble right now.
No, there's been a few penalties, but nobody's been in there a lot that I've noted. We'll try to get some info on the break for you guys on that.
Boy, it's just a defensive struggle right now. The Jammers are locked up front for Pennsylvania.
That is up front there, doing a great job of bracing a 4.
Here comes some offense by Violet Knockout, but she has to go back and bridge and play a little bit of defense herself. Lurs Lemon is equally mired in the back of the pack.
Yeah, no movement at all. Now Violet sees things are close enough. She's going up there trying to open the can a little bit for Kate Sarah, who's hit a couple of times and goes down.
A low block is the call on Kate Sarah. This could open things up for Pennsylvania. The period clock is at 0, and Lurs Lemon is lead jammer.
Haha Hatchet getting a piece of her at the end. Violet Knockout going in for the bridge and maybe the assist. But Lurs Lemon is out and clean.
Just 40 seconds left on the jam clock. Lurs Lemon into the pack, and we have a blocking with the head penalty going against Kesha later. That'll thin the pack a little bit, but this could be a positive end to the period for Pennsylvania as Lurs Lemon vaulting around the outside of turn 1 for 5. She now has 10 on the jam.
Biggest jam of the game thus far. Kate Sarah around the outside. Great job on those skates. Nice hit by Violet Knockout, taking out Lurs Lemon on the outside, and that's our half, folks.
Boy, how many more points did Lurs get? We're waiting for the whether any were scored. We get 3 more. So, boy, just like that, Pennsylvania pulling to within 9 points on the strength of those last 2 jams, Mo.
And that's a hell of a jam to go into the half with. 13 points, biggest jam of the game, as I said earlier. Certainly the biggest jam and the only double-digit one we have so far.
Okay, today's stream is brought to you in part by the Derby Apex. Those of you who follow D1 and D2 roller derby for the WFTDA know full well the value of the Derby Apex. Look them up online at www.derbyapex.com.
That's the Derby Apex.
The Derby, excuse me. Thank you for that. Otherwise, people would probably be very frustrated. And at the Derby Apex, you can find up-to-date news, commentary, and resources. And be sure to follow them on Twitter at the Derby Apex for additional BOTAS Battle of the All-Stars commentary.
All right, and we certainly want to thank the New England Roller Derby Report here, Nerd Derby, who are streaming all this. Obviously, you know about their YouTube channel, and all the games will be archived there from the whole weekend. I've gone back and looked at a couple. I know the New York team has been going back to look at the games they've played, probably using the other ones for scouting. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, we will be back with the second half of this exciting contest in just a couple of minutes. Hey, we are back. This is Gretchen Little.
And this is Mo Cheesemum.
And we have quite a contest rolling right here. Pennsylvania making a statement at the end of the first period to bring the score within 9. I just had a conversation with our officials in the penalty box. Nobody has more than 2 trips on either side except for Russian Bayou for the Pennsylvania All-Stars, who has 4.
Okay. Wow, that's
right. So she is dancing with the not expulsion, but
fouling out.
Fouling out.
Yeah,
yes.
You only get 5 in this 40-minute contest.
That's right. So we'll see how that affects the Pennsylvania pack play.
She's been a very important blocker for them. I've seen some great defensive play,
yeah.
And of course, everybody knows that name. That would be a loss, and certainly even worrying about losing her means she's going to be played less in the second half.
So, we'll see whether we have any additional, penalty trouble as the game unfolds. But for the time being, that's really the only. Everyone else on either team has at the most 2 trips, which really at this point in the game is not, anything that
not
you're
too
going to
bad.
worry about.
That'd be like having 3 in a regular game.
Right. We've got Lurs Lemon on the line for Pennsylvania. I am 99.9% sure that's Misty Maven wearing the star for New York.
I thought it was Librarian.
Oh, no,
but
I think you're right.
I got
now,
V-Diva
yes.
between me and her, so I could be wrong.
That's right. We have a different
there we go.
Different perspective over here in turn 1, but you are indeed correct.
Little trouble with the scoreboard here. Hopefully we get that going for you in just a couple of minutes, but we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, it's still 41-32. Lurs Lemon pushing the front, and another lead jammer. So she ended the first period with lead jammer for Pennsylvania and begins the second period with lead jammer. Librarian is through. Lurs on a scoring pass.
And make short work of that. Getting by Hatchet, who was the last line of defense. And, she picks up full 4 and calls it.
5-point game now, 41 for New York, 36 for Pennsylvania. 19 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And now Misty Maven is on the line for New York.
Who's that for Pennsylvania?
That appears to be Olive Havoc for the Pennsylvania All-Stars. Yes, Olive Havoc in her first season as a Pennsylvania All-Stars, skating for a D3 league out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Black Rose Rollers. Let's give them a little bit of love. Olive has really stepped up her game over the last couple of years and has shown herself to be a strong competitor. Speaking of strong competitors, however.
From downtown, Misty Maven just fires her way up to the front. Olive is through now as well, trying to chase her down. Maven working on a scoring pass on the inside, one to get by. She goes down hard and calls it.
And that was Kesha Later with the almost, if this weren't a sporting event, that almost could, accrue criminal charges against.
Well, there's plenty that happens on this
track.
track.
Yeah.
Thumper helping her up there in a show of sportsmanlike conduct. How about that?
There you go. It's a 4-2 pack advantage, though, in favor of New York. It's Gorgeous and Kesha Later in the penalty box. Kate Sarah on the line for New York.
36-45 right now. Since we don't have the scoreboard up, let me remind you.
Thank you for that. Oh, and Kate Sarah can't quite make it on the inside track. V-Diva got just enough of her to direct her into the infield.
There we go.
Kate Sarah is awarded lead jammer.
Yeah, she gets underneath her there, avoids that big hit, and she's through that time.
Evil Beauty has passed the star to V-Diva now. Scoring pass for Kate Sarah. Sarah slides on the reverse pivot around Teflon Donna.
Got all 4
points. Yes. 49 now for New York, 36 for Pennsylvania. A couple of consecutive scoring jams for New York. Okay, Librarian on the line for New York. Lurs Lemon again for Pennsylvania. And the penalty box has cleared out, so we have 5-on-5.
And the whistle will blow with just about 17 minutes left in the second half here.
Yep, here we go. Lurs Lemon has been hot lately.
Oh, look at that duck there. I talked about Librarian being able to get low, and she just showed it right there, ducking right under the defense. Lurs knocked down to the front. She cuts to the inside, whips that star off.
Yeah, that was that was Violet Knockout with the bump.
With the violent knockout.
With the violent knockout, absolutely. Took Lurs Lemon inside. Scoring pass now for Libralian, and Cherry Napalm takes down Lurs Lemon, but is called for an elbow. Okay, but
second scoring pass for Libralian here. She hops through, and that's 10 for Libralian thus far, 10 and counting.
Yeah, I mean, you say so many superlatives about skaters like Libralian going up over the inside of turn 2. But what surprises me and amazes me probably the most is her balance.
Yeah, that's she's a really agile skater, and you know, I talked about how Maven is really good at sticking the line. I've talked about how Libralian gets low. You know, Kate Sarah is all about power and sudden movement. She can move. She can reverse direction on the track quicker than just about anybody I can think of. So yeah, each of these folks bringing a very different style and strengths to the track. Yeah,
18-point jam for New York, courtesy of Libralian. That's the biggest jam of the game for either team. We've got Olive Havoc for Pennsylvania taking on Misty Maven for New York. 15 minutes to go. New York on top, 67, Pennsylvania 36.
Maven sticking that inside line, and she's through. Olive now trying to get past Pinky Swears.
New York with one skater in the penalty box. Misty Maven completes the apex jump for 5 points, and she will call off the jam. Diva had received the star from Olive Havoc, and New York now making a move. They've doubled up on Pennsylvania, 72-36, with 14 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this second period.
Yeah, tough 4 lead jams and almost 30 points put up in these last 4 jams.
Yeah, Pennsylvania got to within 6, and they've been stuck on 36 now for a little bit of time. New York on 72. We're back into action. Kate Sarah is jamming for New York. Evil Beauty for Pennsylvania. And now we're getting some lockdown defense again. Evil Beauty trying to make it through, and she does on the inside straight. Lead jammer for Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania needed that one. A little tourniquet action applied by the Pennsylvania All-Stars.
Kate Sarah is out as well. Evil Beauty crashes into that pack, takes a hit from Big Banger, who's going to get a forearm call for it.
Evil Beauty calling off the jam.
New York got in time, though.
Yeah, Kate Sarah got 1-3 awarded to Evil Beauty, but that's that's a positive development for Pennsylvania, as they are now at 39. New York with 73. And that's a 34-point lead where I come from, Mo. V-Diva now on the line, wearing the star from the start of a jam for the first time in this game.
Yes.
She'll be taking on Libralian.
Yeah, we have not seen her in yet. And, of course, she used to skate with a lot of these New York players, at least the Gotham players.
Oh, sure. And, V-Diva made many of her early superlative recommendations or commendations as a jammer.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
It was really Gotham that affected her gameplay style. We have Libralian through the pack now. V-Diva's going to roll this one, at least it appears so.
Yeah, she is chasing her down here. Libralian's got some speed. We'll see if Pennsylvania can catch her up in the back of that pack.
Okay, and both jammers scoring. V-Diva going to try to get a couple more. Ooh, 2 for V-Diva, 3 for Libralian. So 6-point jam for Pennsylvania takes them to 45. New York with 76. 12 minutes, 35 seconds to go.
The last pass was a little more risky. Pennsylvania was in the back. V-Diva decided to run it and ended up basically losing a point for her team on that pass.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get the risk involved for sure, because a big jam could open things up right now. This is Olive Havoc jamming for Pennsylvania. In the back of the pack,
and Misty Maven
for New York.
Oh, takes kind of a high block there.
Boy,
No
Sophia
call.
just raking the New York defense as an offensive blocker. Oh,
Oh,
and a
power jam as Olive heads to the box. Did you catch that call? Track cut, I
cutting
believe.
the track is the call on Olive Havoc. Maven with lead jam. New York now with 76. Pennsylvania with 45.
Lead power jam for New York as Maven closes in. Got a full pack in front of her.
Thumper holding the outside line on Maven. Maven going to the middle now, and she finds daylight.
Yep. Bouncing around between those Pennsylvania heavy hitting blockers.
5 points takes New York to 81 now. Pennsylvania still on 45. Olive Havoc is released from the jam line, being rolled back to the pivot line by Ha Hatchet.
Maven making short work of the pack on that pass.
Yeah, and Olive Havoc still needing to complete the scoring pass, or excuse me, the initial pass.
Yeah.
She passes the star, finds Thumper. Thumper is out in the clear open spaces now. Maven bumped out by Gorgeous. That'll force the call off. Yeah.
She called him plenty of time there, although I detected a note of frustration. 14 points picked up by Maven. Biggest jam for her so far this game.
Once again, New York doubled up on Pennsylvania by a score of 90 to 45. We have 10 minutes and 35 seconds to go in this game.
Still working on that score banner there for you. We'll get that up ASAP.
I'll consider that my job, Cheese Mo, for the next 10 minutes. If we don't get it back up there, I'll let you viewers know what the score is. Currently, New York 90, Pennsylvania 45. Lurs Lemon jamming for Pennsylvania and ridden out. She's called for cutting the track.
I didn't see the cut there. It must have been on the inside line. Obviously, the rest have a much better eye on that than I do.
Well, as often is the case, it may not be the person that knocked you out that's the person that you cut.
That's very true,
and Kate Sarasara now lead jammer. New York enjoying a 2-1 pack, or not pack advantage, score advantage, 90 to 45. And this is a scoring pass for Kate Sarasara. She gets around built to spill on the inside of the straightaway, and that's 5 more. New York 95, Pennsylvania 45.
All right, Lurs standing in the box, and she has re-entered. New York's controlling the back of the pack right now, trying to shut her down, and Kate is being pulled all the way back around by V-Diva.
Yeah, Lurs Lemon completes the initial now, and taken down hard is Kate Sarasara. She calls off the jam from her back. Is she awarded anything additionally? It would appear yes. 4 more.
Points.
That takes New York to 99. Pennsylvania 45 with 8 minutes 52 seconds to go. Jam 10 of this second period about to get underway. And Libralian will be wearing the star for New York. It appears Olive Havoc. It will be jamming for Pennsylvania, but again, a 49.
Libralian with a quick work of that pack. She's through in your lead jammer, and Olive followed her right on out.
Actually, it's Evil Beauty.
My bad.
Excuse me. Libralian on a scoring pass, though, and a 4-point hit and quit. A surgical strike, if you will, from the New York All-Stars. Takes them over 100. New York now 103, Pennsylvania 45. As time winding down, we're at 8 minutes to go. Yeah, Misty Maven on the line. Now Olive Havoc will be wearing the star for Pennsylvania. One Pennsylvania blocker in the penalty box, so New York enjoying a 4-3 pack advantage.
And a very tight start here. We've seen less of that this game, but certainly still a viable option. Both skaters trying to get around the outside. Maven trying to follow Olive through. Now Maven on the inside takes a hit, but stays up and finds daylight, as you say, through the outside and lead jammer.
Olive Havoc still pushing the front of the pack.
The Diva snagging that star. Nope, didn't quite get it.
Here comes Maven on a scoring pass now, negotiating the pack until she runs into Built to Spill. Built to Spill takes her down. She's now locked down by V-Diva and Teflon Donna on the outside. Maven will call off the jam. She got 3 this time, and at any point for New York is a boon.
Yeah.
At this point. They have 106 of them. Pennsylvania still stuck on 45.
Well, what do we have here? Nobody's stopped the clock as of yet.
Correct.
You might have heard the venue callers in the background just looking at that. So plenty of ways to stop time if it comes up right now. Pennsylvania might need to be doing a little bit of that. New York doesn't really look like they're running the clock or anything of that nature. Each of these jams, they're still going, full bore.
They're showing respect for Pennsylvania. They don't want to give this powerful Pennsylvania team an opportunity to put up a big jam.
Right.
Oh, we've got a high block called on Blur's Lemon, and this is a power jam New York with Libralian.
Libralian breaking the pattern that New York is really immune to. She was in 2 jams ago. She's back in now.
Well, it came up aces for the New
Absolutely.
York bench staff, and we may see New York run the clock a little bit on this one. It would be a good time to do so. Pinky swears throwing some offense for New York, but again, the Pennsylvania defense has been stingy throughout. Lurs Lemon out of the box now, and Lurs quickly completes the initial pass. Libralian with 5, and
she's going to call it.
Yes, she is. Imagine she got a call. Oh, she got all 4 of them.
Yeah, at one point or another.
Pass.
It was a bit of a melee in there, but she did make it through for all 4.
Okay, New York now has a 70-point lead with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go. New York with
45 to
115. Yeah, and Pennsylvania with 45. And New York putting the pedal down over these last 10 minutes.
Sure have. Kate Sarah wearing the star for New York.
And we're looking for Pennsylvania. I believe it's Evil Beauty again wearing the star for Pennsylvania. A penalty is called on Built to Spill. That'll give New York a pack advantage. Kate Sarah through the pack. Lead
we have
jammer.
A star pass
that's
to V-Diva.
That's exactly right. Here comes Kate Sarah slaloming through the pack, almost untouched.
I think V-Diva might have gotten 1 at the end. Yes, she did.
Yeah, V-Diva closing quickly. That's 4 for New York, takes them to 119. Pennsylvania with 46, and with 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go, all of a sudden,
New York is walking away.
It's looking very probable that New York will be playing for the championship against either Colorado or Massachusetts.
Obviously, Colorado coming in very highly seeded in this. Stay tuned for that game. Massachusetts definitely outperformed expectations.
Olive Havoc, though, has something to say about that. She is lead jammer for Pennsylvania. And Misty Maven wearing the star for New York, contending with Russian Bayou. Russian Bayou rolls her out. Russian Bayou's called for blocking with the head, and that could do it.
Yeah, that should be 5 for her.
Oh, what a unfortunate turn of events for the Pennsylvania All-Stars, because that really was a first-rate defensive play for Russian Bayou. You don't just hold off Misty Maven casually.
Yeah, there's nothing casual about that, I assure you. Those two were locked in a death grip.
Okay, and now we see the penalty box staff, and it does certainly appear that Russian
they're going to be
has fouled out of the game.
Well, that is bad news, and of course that's going to mean a very strong part of their defense down. If in fact she's leaving, she hasn't left yet. Oh, and I see our
official review being requested, and Pennsylvania could be asking for a review on that particular
Teflon
call.
Donna will take Russian Bayou's spot in the box as we start here.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. The period clock has stopped.
Now I wonder if they're questioning the high block or the blocking with the head call. And that's a tough one.
It is.
To contest.
It sure is. Pennsylvania actually did get 8 points on that last jam. Pennsylvania now with 54, and New York in control with 119.
We said this was New York's official review, not Pennsylvania.
Oh, you are correct. You are correct,
All right,
Mo.
so I'm not sure what they're contesting right there. Obviously, 8 points is not something you just want to let go if you have any doubts.
Sure. Yeah, Teflon Donna is sitting in the box right now. Hey, we want to thank the Derby Apex for being a broadcast partner of 2018 Battle of the All-Stars. Great coverage all year long.
Absolutely. I read them all the time at thederbyapex.com. They have up-to-date news, commentary. They have resources over there. And you can follow them on Twitter at thederbyapex for additional commentary on this and really almost every contest throughout the year. But Battle of the All-Stars they're covering specifically right now as we start the season off with a little soupçon of Derby for you all in January.
That's right. It's sort of like the brunch of the Derby season.
Amuse-bouche. Thanks again to the Derby Apex for being our broadcast partner.
Absolutely, and we want to thank New England Roller Derby Report as well. Nerd Derby Beth and Chad Newt bringing it all weekend long.
Chad, also the voice of Maine here. He's been on broadcast for the Maine games for you.
That's correct. I don't know whether you're going to be driving back to
It's a long drive.
Or maybe
and they're nodding their heads resignedly.
If you want to stay in Philly for a couple of days, I can give you some great places to go check out. But I tell you, the crowd here at Inline 309 has just
standing room only here
exponentially. The official review is still being debated.
Yeah, I see Wolverine and Maven, team captain, up there in the middle. And we'll try to get some information on that for you.
Yep.
As soon as they give it to us.
Alternate referee Thistle Be Painful first has to report to the officials table to confer, and I'm sure that she will come over and enlighten us with respect
she
to
said,
the
hopefully.
subject of the official review afterwards. But currently both teams with their pivots
looks like Maven is
the
happy
penalty
with
box.
that result, so maybe New York got the call they were looking for.
Okay. Well, I mean, as far as the most impactful call, it was the blocking with the head against Russian Bayou.
Yeah, putting Teflon Donna in the box.
There's no needed remedy for that, but if you're New York, 3:09 again left on the period clock. New York 119, Pennsylvania 54. V Diva wearing the star for Pennsylvania, hoping to catch lightning in a bottle. Ha Hatchet is released from the penalty box.
Teflon Donna serving Russian Bayou. She's standing as well now.
Yep, and Teflon Donna skating into the pack now. New York defense, though, clamping down. V Diva finally through on the inside. Lead jammer, Pennsylvania. This is going to have to be an epic jam for Pennsylvania to get back into this game. V Diva
she's going for it.
And colliding, and a low block going against V Diva, attempting the heroic gesture there. Both
flying high for sure. Libralian now coming on around here, and V Diva signaling for an official review from the box. She came down with questions about that call. Put it that way. She came into the box even in the wrong seat.
Ha Hatchet was the recipient of the contact, but Ha Hatchet was judged to be an initiator as well. She had to go to the penalty box. Both Ha Hatchet and V Diva standing up right now. Meanwhile, Libralian calmly putting up 10 more points.
Yeah, she is, and she has her work cut out for her as V Diva returns. We're going for the full 2 minutes on this one, obviously, as the lead jammer status lost by V Diva due to her trip to the box. Good job pulling Libralian back by number 1. That's Gorth on Pennsylvania.
And with 22 seconds left on the jam clock, neither jammer can stop the action. This is going to be, it'll almost roll down to 1 minute of game time.
Yeah, it looks like our Kytron on the screen is frozen up again. So
Here comes V Diva around on another scoring pass, bumped hard to the outside by Ann Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That'll do it for Jam 15, and New York gets 14 thanks to Libralian, 5 for Pennsylvania. And
messy jam, and we'll see if Pennsylvania does call for that official review.
Well, with 59 seconds on
it makes
the
sense to
clock,
stop it one way or the other.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And Coach Hot Wheels heading out to plead their case for the Pennsylvania All-Stars.
So it's a tough thing. When you're hopping that apex, you really have lost all rights to make contact. If you knock into anybody, it's basically your fault, is generally how it's judged.
Well, and V Diva did. Oh, here we have the replay. Let's take a look at this.
Here we are.
Now.
Goes up.
Okay, there we
there
go.
It is,
and Haha Hatchet, as I said, was the recipient of the contact, but she went out as well.
Yeah,
so
but it looks like the impact might have pulled her out.
Well,
that's tough. The ref is right there, so I can't really see from that angle.
Right. This could be an instructional video for referees on both of these calls.
Yeah,
for
I couldn't
years
quite
to
see
come.
how that contact was initiated,
no,
unfortunately.
From that angle, it really is difficult.
But of course, the ref is right there.
The
He was
IPR
looking at it.
is right there.
Yep.
Absolutely. And but both were penalized on the play.
So if Hatchet was out of bounds when she made contact with V Diva, that would be a situation where she would be in the wrong, right?
Here's what I theorize. Okay, is that Haha Hatchet was actually inbounds
when she
right
initiated.
Yes, and during Diva's flight. During Diva's launch, made a low block contact below the knee on Diva's launching leg.
Okay. Right.
And then additional contact was made
in the air.
And on the ground, and as a result, both would be.
That's interesting. But if the initial contact resulted in a penalty against Hatchet, at that point she's making contact technically out of play, right? Although, to be fair, she hadn't yet received the penalty, I suppose.
Which is the crux of the official review,
right.
I would guess. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
it would be an interesting development in Derby broadcast, and let's bring this up. To actually have the referees' consultation.
Oh yeah, you might get a little pushback on the refs from that one.
Well,
I'm afraid.
but they shouldn't. Honestly, they shouldn't, because if they're going to be, if they're going to be using the review for the,
then you'd have a review of the review potentially.
Oh yeah, I guess
a double review. I don't know, man. That might be.
We're getting into theoretical realms.
Meta review.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I was just being a little early morning.
It certainly would be interesting, even if it didn't apply during the game. It would be interesting, because how many times after a game do you go up to a ref and say, so what happened on that call? What was happening when you guys were discussing that?
Sure.
And, sometimes you get a straight answer, and sometimes the ref says, the call stands. That's all you get. But
right. And a lot of times that's all you need to know.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. But it's still instructive.
Yeah, well, and if you have questions like this and you'd like to discuss them, what better place to do it than on Twitter at the Derby Apex,
there
right?
you go.
Yeah, and of course, as we've said a couple of times, but it bears repeating, today's stream is brought to you in part by the Apex. We want to thank you for sponsoring the Battle of the All-Stars 2018 broadcast coverage.
Yeah, we've had some great broadcasts, some great coverage all weekend long, and I know everybody's appreciating that. We want to thank everybody who's watching on the stream.
Yeah,
and who's enjoying it.
Certainly, thank you for that. And regardless of the conclusion here on Pennsylvania's official review, it certainly appears that New York will be moving on to the championship round.
Under a minute left to play. That's a tough play to make. So they will be playing in the last game of the evening, which is, I believe, around 6:30, roughly. Don't quote me on that.
Give or take. Here comes This'll Be Painful with an explanation. Mo's going to take that while I run down a couple more of the games that are coming up. Next game
She was
when
out of
this
bounds. All right,
is
that's what we were
over with is Colorado versus Massachusetts. After Colorado and Massachusetts determine who's going to meet New York in the final. Oh, Mo,
got some info for you there.
Okay.
So actually, our suppositions were almost right on board. Pennsylvania was looking for the penalty against Vdiva to be rescinded based on how the contact was initiated by a blocker out of bounds. Exactly what we were saying. But the refs will rule that both penalties will stand as they were sat, so to speak, and we'll go forward from there. So we have 59 left on the clock, no adjustments, and one way or the other, you're losing your official review.
Sure, yeah.
Although now
Might
we have
as
an
well
official
use it.
timeout.
Okay. Misty Maven is on the jam line with a smile on her face for New York. And, we have blood on the track now.
Oh, dear.
And so we're going to have to mop that up and make sure everything's sanitary before
where do
we
you see
go
that?
on.
Oh,
well,
I
I
see.
heard
Okay.
one of the officials mention that as they skated past. So, of course,
Blood on the track. It's like a Bob Dylan album up here.
Yeah. And a derby movie, Blood on the Flat Track, as well. So, barring one of the most
remarkable
historically
comebacks,
productive jams ever thrown up in women's flat track derby competition, New York will be moving on to the final game.
Right.
And they will be playing either Colorado or Massachusetts.
Yeah, certainly stay tuned for that. I think everybody's looking forward to that contest.
Oh, yeah.
Colorado, it's not their first time here at Battle of the All-Stars. I think they were here a few years back.
And then they took a couple of years off. They have a very strong team this year.
Yeah.
But as we were talking about before, with 16 teams, it's hard to say who has improved the most. But you've got to put in the top three this Massachusetts team.
Massachusetts,
they're playing electrifying derby.
Defying expectations and performing well above their expected seed. For them to be playing for the final right now, to be playing in the semis is certainly not anything anybody expected coming in. And I got to hand it to those girls. I've watched in a couple of their games this weekend, and they have just been on fire.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've got a nice jammer rotation. They've got solid bench staff. They're the real package.
This is the year for them.
Yeah.
All right, back to the action here. Looks like we're finally ready to get going. Misty Maven wearing the star for New York in purple.
And Olive Havoc wearing the star for Pennsylvania. 4-3 pack advantage enjoyed by Pennsylvania right now. And Olive Havoc at the front of the pack eludes the pivot for New York, and lead jammer is
look at
Olive
that dodge.
Havoc.
In the pack there, it's Teflon Donna coming in for the kill. Misty Maven able to avoid what would have been a bone-crushing hit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Olive Havoc darting into turn 3 now. Maven is through as well. And Olive Havoc finds room on the outside. No give up in the Pennsylvania team. 4 points on the scoreboard for Olive Havoc. Oh, no. Olive Havoc called for cutting the track.
Well, that is pretty much curtains there as 5 seconds left on the clock for New York. They can't call it. So we will be going the full 2 minutes, about a minute left here in the jam clock.
Olive Havoc was actually given the points. They were put on the scoreboard, but not anymore.
Yeah, well, she's got them. They'll be put back up there, but
cooler heads prevailed. Oh, well, yes, I think you are correct. Now roll back by Vdiva on Misty Maven.
She just hadn't cleared the engagement zone in the front, so the points aren't officially there. But they are earned. Unfortunately, that means when she comes back in, she got to pass everybody again for no points. Yeah.
Okay, and Olive Havoc is back. 26 seconds on the jam clock, 26 seconds until New York officially is seated in the championship game. Here comes Olive looking for room on the outside. Big hit by Vdiva on Misty Maven, and 7 seconds now.
Maven knocked to the outside, shaking her head. She can't call it, but she can wait 1 second, and that's the end of the jam. I think 4 will go up for Pennsylvania, as we stated, but the final will be 59-133 unofficially is what I'm seeing right now.
No,
and New York is moving on to the final.
As I thought, the 4 points were awarded to Olive Havoc, but the inside pack referee must have corrected that.
Okay.
Now they're going up. Okay. All right.
7
actually,
total,
7 total for Olive Havoc because she did get 3 on a subsequent pass. Okay, we've got that under control.
All right.
Misty Maven with 4, but more importantly, if you're a New York fan, New York moving on to the finals.
Yes, absolutely. Possibly going for a repeat of the performance last year where they won the Battle of the All-Stars. Folks, we're going to pick out some MVPs, and we'll be right back at you in a couple of minutes with some interviews with those skaters. Mo Cheesemel will be right back. All right, I'm Mo Chismo. I am here with Misty Maven, MVP for New York versus Pennsylvania. Maven, congratulations. Any immediate thoughts? You're rolling right off the track. What's coming to mind?
I am so proud of our team. We started this tournament with 9 people and slowly added more and more to the roster. You wouldn't be able to tell because we work so phenomenally together. For a team that has never, ever practiced together, I am so proud of us. And this is the funnest team ever. They love each other. We hang out. It's great. It's such a fun time.
Out of the track there were a couple of weird official reviews. Have you ever seen a call that was that complex with the V-Diva situation there?
I played Derby for a long time, so probably nothing comes to mind. I do think the ruling was fair. The refs were very much like, without going into details, it was both the blocker and the jammer's fault. They both served their penalties, so nothing changed. But yeah, it's Derby. Crazy stuff happens, and then crazy stuff happens, and you don't get the call, and then nothing happens, and you get a random call. It's just, it's the sport. We all know it, and you just got to play through it,
Sometimes you swear at the wrong person, and it's a misconduct.
You get a misconduct for swearing at your manager when you shouldn't have said, "Will, I love you," and you'll read this. It's just I get frustrated, but we know this. It's okay.
I like to give everybody an opportunity to explain their number, and I don't know why you have yours.
Okay, so I love tea. Big shocker, Misty Maven, and one of my favorite tea companies was established in 1706.
Was that like a East India Tea Company sort of situation?
Yeah, kind of. Twining's Tea. When we went and played London, I got to be at the store, and I fangirled out so hard about the original Twining store. And I was just like, wah! I don't know anyone else who does that but me.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say you're the first tea fangirl I know. But congratulations. Have you seen Star Wars?
Yes, I have.
Porgs, yes or no?
I don't know what those are.
Those little guys with the mouths and the eyes that were hanging out with Chewbacca?
They all have mouths and eyes, don't they?
The little overly cute guys.
Oh, the little birdie thingies. Yeah, they remind me of puffins, and I like puffins, so yes.
All right. 2 votes for Porgs here from Team New York thus far. Mo Chismo, Misty Maven, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hi there, Gretchen Little here with the most valuable player for the Pennsylvania All-Stars in that contest you just saw between PA and New York, Lurs Lemon. Lurs, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now, you're no stranger to Pennsylvania All-Stars competition. How many leagues have you played for in Pennsylvania?
I think it's 4. I started with Reading when they first began, and then I transferred to Pottstown, and then I transferred to Dutchland. And now I'm currently skating with Brandywine.
Well, you've done wonders for all of those leagues. There was a point at the beginning of the second period when Pennsylvania was mounting a charge, and it seemed like New York ratcheted up their defense. What did you see on the track?
Oh, the defense just got super tight, and it was really hard to break those walls. I think they just regrouped at halftime and were like, all right, us jammers, we really like to go on the line, so that was our major problem, was getting hit off the lines and getting cut tracks.
Well, and you got your licks in as well. Definitely consistent offensive performance, and that's why you have the award. One thing maybe some of our viewers don't realize is that you are very instrumental in in organizing this tournament. Can you tell a little bit about that?
My major thing with the tournament is doing all of the graphic design. So I do all the posters, all the ads, all the paperwork. So I'm all behind the scenes sort of deal. And I made all the medals, so.
Well, It's greatly appreciated. And, of course, you have one more game to go. It'll be either Colorado or Massachusetts. So I want to wish you good luck on that.
Thank you so much. We're really excited to get that bronze medal.
And is there anybody you'd like to say hello to?
Yes. I want to say hi to Reg. She moved to Portland, and I miss her a lot. She's my beef stick. So just wanted to say hi to her.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations, Loris Lemon.
Appreciate it.